So, let's talk about Agatha All Along, the upcoming TV show that's got everyone buzzing. I mean, who doesn't love a bit of witchy fun in their lives? But what really has people talking is the show's commitment to inclusivity and diversity, which seems to be its true North Star. This is what gets the people going. Forget plot twists, character development, or coherent storytelling. This show is here to serve up a dish of representation with a side of confusion. In the world of television, we've reached a point where the mantra seems to be the more the merrier when it comes to diversity. And Agatha All Along is all in. Think about it. The show could be about Agatha Harkness, a witch with a shady past, but instead, it's going to be a dazzling array of characters who check off every box on the inclusivity checklist. You've got your LGBTQ+ characters, your characters of color, and of course, characters who identify as something that hasn't even been invented yet. It's like they're saying, who needs a plot when you can have a human rainbow? Picture this. Agatha, in between spells, is going to have her coven of fabulous, diverse characters who pop in and out to deliver snappy one-liners and stunning outfits. And honestly, the fashion alone deserves an award. Plot? What's that? It's all about how many people Agatha can pull off while sipping her herbal tea and giving us life lessons on accepting everyone. Let's be real, folks. The storyline is merely a backdrop for this vibrant display of diversity. You could replace the plot with a looping gif of Agatha waving her wand, and the show would probably do just as well in the ratings. Oh look, here's Agatha, and she's doing something. But wait, what is it? Who knows? Look at those outfits. And let's talk about pacing. With so many characters to introduce, the narrative will likely resemble a high-speed train that forgot to stop for anything resembling a coherent arc. Just imagine. 1 minute you're with Agatha plotting her evil schemes, or whatever they decide her schemes are, and the next, we're introduced to another new character who has an elaborate backstory that's summarized in a single witty remark. Oh, that's Kevin, the non-binary werewolf who moonlights as a barista. Anyway, back to Agatha. Now, let's get into the real meat of this comedy. The absurdity of prioritizing diversity over a solid plotline is a comedy goldmine. It's like watching a sitcom where every character is more concerned about their Instagram following than actual character growth. Agatha, we love your spells, but have you thought about starting a TikTok channel? Your witchy Wednesdays could go viral. And can we talk about the inevitable catchphrases? You know they're going to come up with some gems. Imagine Agatha saying, "Diversity is my superpower," while simultaneously casting a spell that makes the world a little more colorful. You can practically hear the audience oohing and eyeing at home, popcorn in hand, fully invested in the idea of inclusivity taking precedence over narrative coherence. Of course, we have to acknowledge the potential dangers of this all-inclusive approach. With all that glittering diversity, the show might forget the small detail of making sense. Did Agatha just turn her nemesis into a cat for what purpose exactly? You might find yourself asking while chuckling at how utterly ridiculous it all is. Oh, it's for representation, of course. You can almost hear the producers high-fiving each other for meeting their quota. I can already picture the marketing campaign. Watch as Agatha battles her inner demons. Also, look at these fabulous new characters who just arrived for no apparent reason. It's a wild ride, and we're all just strapped in for the nonsensical journey. And here's the kicker. Audience participation is going to be a huge aspect of Agatha All Along. Fans are probably going to be invited to submit their ideas for characters, and you know what that means. Every episode could potentially introduce a new character whose backstory is more convoluted than the last. This week, meet Jamal, the shape-shifting bisexual ghost chef who's here to help Agatha with her cooking show. Why? Because representation. Imagine the online discourse around this. Did you see the episode where Agatha and Jamal baked cookies while discussing the complexities of gender identity? Chef's kiss. Meanwhile, the actual storyline is hanging by a thread, somewhere in the background, like an overcooked spaghetti strand that just won't snap. But let's not be too harsh. The show does have the potential to balance this chaotic blend of inclusivity with some actual storyline elements. Maybe there's a hidden plot lurking beneath all the glitz and glamour. Perhaps Agatha will have to confront her past in a way that involves all these colorful new friends. It could turn into an elaborate metaphor about community and acceptance. If only we could remember what that metaphor was amidst the sea of distractions. Maybe they'll throw in some plot twists just to keep us on our toes. Surprise! Kevin was secretly a sorcerer all along, and now he's the one who has to save the day. Cue the eye rolls and laughter, as the audience tries to make sense of it all, while keeping track of the newest character whose only role seems to be fabulous. At the end of the day, Agatha All Along promises to be a comedic delight, whether it's intentional or not. With a focus on inclusivity that overshadows the story, it's sure to provide a viewing experience filled with laughs, confusion, and the occasional heartfelt moment. Who knows? We might all walk away from it with a better understanding of friendship, community, and the power of representation, even if we're scratching our heads over the plot. So, grab your popcorn and settle in for this wonderfully chaotic show. Just remember, it's not about the journey, it's about how many diverse characters we can fit into one 30-minute episode. And if that journey happens to involve some spells and quirky outfits, all the better. Buckle up, because Agatha All Along is going to be one wild ride, and I, for one, can't wait to see how they manage to outdo themselves in the absurdity department.